I've had a lot of people ask for tours of my house and my shop, so I figured, you know, this is a convenient time. I'm going to do a quick tour of the house, a quick tour of the shop, and I got some footage from the CNC party that we threw last night. So let's do a quick tour of the Casa del Craft. My wife's not here right now, and she'll probably be angry that I didn't clean the house thoroughly beforehand, so just ignore the dirty laundry and the dog hair. Alright, starting out front, we have our little custom octopus mailbox. First thing I did when I moved in was start customizing stuff. The front of our house, kind of plain, nothing amazing. Let's check it out, let's head in. So we come in here, and we've got the Missouri fire toad here, who permanently lives in the front yard. He does not shoot fire here in the front yard. He just lives there and looks pretty. And the stained glass that everybody notices right off the bat. And of course, flowers and stuff, and our giant front yard. Stepping just inside the front door here, we can see the kind of foyer area. It heads off that direction to nowhere. Check out this floor, I just laid this in there last summer. The light blue, kind of pale blue tiles actually glow in the dark, and it's really cool to see at night. I still need to finish a threshold to clean up that transition. So there's the foyer and that stained glass, which I absolutely love. And then if we turn the other way, we get the living room. It's super duper open, super odd angles everywhere. I like this space, and this super tall ceiling is enjoyable. And back there is our kitchen and dining room. Let's head that way. And before we do, we're just gonna do a circle here real quick. So we can see dining room, bit of a mess, kitchen back there. There's the atrium, which I will show you in a moment. Back there's the front door. Of course, the television. I need to do something interesting on that wall, it's too blank. And then our big deck out there that we like to sit on. Okay, heading to the kitchen. Really interesting work here. The architect likes to do bizarre angles and corners, and here's something I particularly like. Inside these cabinets are fancy drawers and fancy pullouts. Kind of slick. Out the back window here we can see my property goes all the way back to that little gray shack back there. It's kind of hard to see. That was our chicken coop. And then all the way out to the street way down there. So you can see my shop, my fire pit, etc. Coming back into the house here, back in the dining room, we can see the spiral staircase that everybody enjoys from the videos. And let's go up. As we go up, we can see the mechanical iris that I built for that video. Check the video out in the description below. I'll link to that mechanical iris. And our book room. We like this room a lot. The dogs don't get to come up here. This is where my science fiction collection resides, as well as some of my wife's little art sculptures. And it's got a pretty good view out of the neighborhood from up here. All right, let's go back downstairs after we check out that iris. So this is pretty hectic. I'm actually just gonna cut because I'll shake the camera around like crazy going down there. Alright, back on the main level. Let's come around here and we see the atrium. The atrium's just kind of a mess right now. It's been a lounge. It's been where we had the TV initially. It's been a workshop. The people who designed the house actually had this open. It was a garden, but now it's all encased. Right now, it's kind of where the cats get to play the most, and the dogs will leave them alone. Got the cat tower and some plants growing in here, and hopefully we'll be planting a bunch of carnivorous plants in here this fall. Nothing super amazing in here, just a random room. And then we move on in here to the master bedroom. Lots of windows, love all these windows. Nothing insane in here. Remember that door over there here in a minute. But this is interesting. Our bathroom looks normal from here, but as you step in and you look, it's duplicated. 2 toilets. We can have races if we want. And sometimes we do, especially with the kids. All right, moving on. This is my younger son's bedroom. He has the walls up on his bunk bed to keep the pug up there, because the pug sleeps in here with him at night. His rat Benjamin lives in here with him. Lots of fun stuff in here. He's a little artist, makes all kinds of sculptures in there. All right, moving onward. This is the hallway that leads to the master bedroom there, or alternatively, back to the front door. I love this view. That stained glass is just stunning. And there's Kay and Faye, our cats. Back to this floor. You can see I need to do that threshold. And we're back in the living room. Let's come check out the deck. Nice giant deck up here. Plenty of space to relax out there. I need to build a pergola or something on it to block some of the sun. It gets a little intense. And let's work our way downstairs. So again, I'm just gonna cut to go down these steps. We're gonna go down to the basement. So we're down in the basement at the bottom of the steps, and we have a laundry room and the area where my wife taxidermies mice. That table there is her taxidermy station. My older son's bedroom that we're not gonna explore because it's a mess, and he's got his own bathroom. But down here in the basement is something fun. My indoor workshop slash laundry room. Let me step in here and we'll do a circle. So you can see the knitting machine, electronics workbench with that game console on it, a workbench back there in the back that I'm not using for anything currently, the sewing machine, the vinyl cutter and 3D printer, and just some general space in here. And of course our dryer. That's fun, right? And a little bit of storage of random projects you might recognize. And then we step outside to one of my favorite areas here. My hammock slash wildflower garden. So I like to sit here in the hammock and look at the wildflowers. And they're just starting to bloom out for the summer. And if you sit here long enough, you'll just be inundated with birds coming down to check you out, and chipmunks and squirrels. Here's some peppers and tomatoes growing. Just had to swap out batteries real quick, but yeah, here's this area down here that I love to hang out at. I need to paint a mural back there on that wall or something. It's too boring. Okay, heading to the shop. So it's a short walk out to the shop from the house, and the shop has the dirty stuff, the big loud things. And the shop is a tiny bit of a mess from our party last night. And you can see some of the stuff you'll see in the footage. Here's the shop. I've got the Tormach in my metalworking bench with my 4th axis I haven't installed yet. I've got the CNC router here up and running. Over there is a table saw and my lawnmower with special decals. My grandfather's workbench, which is just covered in things right now because I moved everything there when I put in my laser cutter and 3D printer out here. And then back there is just a bit of storage. I need to fix this drill press to get it going. But that's it. This is the shop. Oh, that makes me dizzy. So, there I am. All right, thanks for joining me. Let's go check out the party that we had last night. I invited over a whole bunch of people to play on the CNC machines and show each other new tricks. A lot of people showed up. This is only about 3/4 of the people that you can see here on this shot. Had some demo files running. That fidget spinner I ran for a while so everybody could see it machining. This is a project for Tony Sherwood. One of the visitors was Wooden Creations on YouTube. I'll link in the description below. He brought some projects that he had made, like this little TNT igniter box thingy. It's pretty slick. And then something really interesting that we got to do is ball bar tests, which is a way of testing the accuracy of your CNC. I'll let the gentleman who came to do these tests describe how it works, but I'm not going to share the results of these tests because I have abused these machines and not done the proper alignments and tunings like you really should. So I don't think that my results would be indicative of the machines themselves. So I'm not really going to share those results. Because it just seemed a bit unfair, you know. They should be done on machines that have been cared for and actually properly adjusted.
So my name is Sean Morgan. I do applications engineer. I do custom CNC machinery. My wife and I are starting a makerspace in Raleigh, Missouri. And it's going to be doing full STEAM program there, trying to get the kids actively involved in art and science. And that's pretty much me. I'm a maker at heart. I love the whole gamut. So a bull bar test is measuring the accuracy of machinery so that we can make adjustments to get better results when we go to do a cut. During the process of doing a bull bar test, what it's doing is we're telling it to do a perfect circle. Well, no machine can do a perfect circle. So what it does is they're synchronized with where we're commanding it to go and looking at the error when it goes there. And we're doing it in a circle so we can look at the X and Y coordinates and then look at all the different errors that a particular machine can have, like racking, meaning is it doing a square or a parallel? Are we doing circles or ovals? And we try to look at that information, and it could be errors like the servo motors aren't tuned right. All that data comes in after we do the circle, and the software looks at all that data and then tells you in order of errors where your efforts are best spent to try and correct the error on the machine. We would look at that and we might see backlash, and that backlash is when you go forward and back, it doesn't go the same distance at the cut. So we could then go back into the mechanism and tighten that mechanism up so that we don't have the error. So that's the type of things that we might see.
One of my little sisters came. You can see her here in the zebra shirt. That's Yao Yao. She'd never seen the machine run, so I quickly cobbled together this little frog and pocketed it out of some MDF. I totally screwed up my feeds and speeds, so it ended up kind of a mess. There's the design. I'll just show this because the result was really ugly. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the tour and a look at the house. I'll see you next time.